I was telling Neil, he sent over to you some of his how his old photo,
Oh yeah.
and then how he get addicted with the Ruan, and then this guy here, he was a champion, Actually, the last time when I met him the first time, I see that I'm very, very surprised that a very young person like him can play the Ruan so well, But all the time, I never asked for his age, Until now, today you ask.
Oh, is it? Paiseh, sorry, Neil. I didn't mean to ask how old you are. Because I tried to find online, information on your RUANs@Work's website. I was wondering how old you are. Because I think it's a highlight about being how young you are, and then how addicted, and what you're doing for the website as well, like what your charity, how you're trying to promote, traditional music and arts, especially for someone at your age to play the Ruan. I was thinking, he must be like 25, no more older than that. So how old did you start playing this instrument? At what age did you?
I started playing Ruan, if I'm not wrong, is 15 in high school time.
Yep.
Yeah, so until now, I think almost like 25 years.
Wow. 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now you know how old am I, right? Yeah.
Uncle Jeff is counting. He said how old? Calculating 15 plus 25.
This will be the people. This will be the people. Will bring this culture
onto the next generation. Yeah.
Because myself, nowadays my old customer, I have mentioned that the last time, my grandfather's a customer and who were then his age. But now they are in their 80s and 90s. Similarly as but now I'm like my grandfather. He's like my grandfather's customer. So you're bring forward. And then that's a kind of
it's that sort of relationship, isn't it? Then Neil will then pass it on to the next generation. So someone who's younger, and then obviously.
Definitely.
Have you given lessons? Have you thought of teaching? Have you? Are you teaching?
I'm teaching as well. So actually, I'm a teacher in Field Primary School.
Okay.
For teaching them playing the Ruan.
Oh, so cute.
Yes.
Oh, they'll be very cute. They all have small little Ruans. They all have the small Ruan.
Usually, they will start with the Xiao Ruan first because their hand is quite short. And then they don't have enough strength, so
and they have small hands.
Start with the small one.
So cute.
Small Xiao Ruan. Start with the Xiao Ruan first. So and then after that, when they are grown, so they move to Zhong Ruan because in orchestra, in the Chinese orchestra, we are only using Zhong Ruan and Da Ruan.
Oh, okay. So no Xiao Ruan.
Xiao Ruan is more for Actually, the Xiao Ruan is a new invention for the Ruans. So basically, previously, Ruan actually is a lost art. I can say that. And then after that, in 1920 something, the scholar wanted to see instruments, and then they invented a modern Ruan until now. So the Ruan have come 5 different sizes. Like we have the Gaoying Ruan, Xiao Ruan, Zhong Ruan, Da Ruan, and Di Ruan.
Oh wow! So there's got different pitches as well.
The concept actually is quite similar to the string family. You have the violin, viola, cello.
And the double bass.
Yes, correct. But the common one we use is the Zhong Ruan and Da Ruan.
Okay.
But the Ruan the series of the Ruan, they actually can form a orchestra themselves as well.
Oh really?
So that this Ruan orchestra.
Okay.
Mainly only like these 5 types of Ruans.
Okay.
Play as an orchestra.
Oh wow! So it's just like a string quartet or something like that.
Yeah. You can form a small size one, like a quartet, or some rock orchestra. They can hit like 50 or 80 people.
Oh, wow.
Right. It's
Ah,
like a very huge orchestra.
right. So you started when you're secondary three, isn't it? 15, yeah, we're sec three at the time.
Secondary.
Three, right, 15 or sec four? Around
No,
then, 15.
I start at sec 1.
Oh, then you'll be 13 then, by then.
Oh, that's
13.
13 years.
But during that time, was it here in Singapore? Or?
No, I'm from Malaysia, so I'm.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Malaysian the same education-wise? It is, right? Similar?
I think it's a bit different from Singapore because Singapore is from sec 1 to sec 4 and then go to poly, right? But
JC,
Malaysia, I came from the Chinese independent school. So we have 3 years lower high school and 3-year high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started then.
You also have Chinese orchestra?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah. So luckily, my school got Chinese. So I still remember the times because the orchestra is recruiting the people. So I'm thinking like, oh, should I go Chinese orchestra or should I go band?
That I remember during the earlier period. We used to send instruments to Malaysia.
Really?
Yes. To Malaysia, whereby there's a lot of Chinese community. Yeah. Associations and all that. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, only some schools lah. Yeah. There's a lot of Malaysia school, if I'm not wrong, Malay, Bahasa Melayu.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah. At least Bahasa Melayu will be the first language.
Yeah. So, which state you're from, actually?
I'm from Klang.
Oh, okay.
So Klang actually is, famous on bak kut teh.
How you start from your secondary one, right?
Yeah, secondary one.
Join the orchestra. Then how this thing revolved until your journey into
your journey to and why do you select this instrument? What made you select the Ruan?
I think the Ruan actually spoke to me when I first hear this instrument. This instrument is just like human humming. It's not like people very noisy. Should I say that? The people is noisy. No, the people is I think the pipa is quite heavy for me as well. At the times, also the teacher was introducing me about why not you play these instruments, and then I still remember the senior actually they more for me, and then I just like fall in love at the times because the instrument is very very gentle, and then the sound is just like human humming, So yeah, I thought wow, this is good, and then maybe I should go with these instruments. And then after that, I did play these instruments for 6 years after my high school graduations, and then I think maybe I should do further studies because in Malaysia we lack of teacher teaching this instrument as well.
Right.
So I think it's a good time for me to learn more on the RUANs. So I go Shanghai to do my further studies. Yeah. So I've been staying in Shanghai for 7 years to complete my degree. My degree and my degree as well.
Wow.
On Ruan?
Yeah, on Ruan.
Wow. Just like you concentrated just on that particular instrument.
Yeah. Besides playing the Ruan, actually we learn a lot of things like theory.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
How you train on the orchestra as well. We learn a lot of things. Yeah.
You're that 7 years, you came back home, fly back to China.
Yeah. So we have 2 terms. Usually I'll be back on the winter holiday. Yeah, the winter holiday because it's fall on Chinese New Year.
So just nice,
yeah, correct. We have 1 month break.
Oh,
so
wow.
Usually during the summertime, usually I will stay in China.
and then your parents never against you, like, because parents expect a son to go to university and study something, engineer or.
Surprisingly, my parents are very supportive, because I still remember I talked to my father, say, "Oh, can I go to this school? I want to, focus on learning music."
Yeah.
But my parents is super support on this decision. So
that's
I think,
very lucky.
maybe I'm the luckiest. You want to do arts, some parents will say, "Huh? You want to do art? You want to focus on art? And then what can you do for your living after you graduate?"
Yeah, true. Yeah. Now you're really lucky to get the full support.
Yeah. I think I'm luckiest. One of the luckiest.
But I think it's something which he's very passionate in.
Yeah.
He probably follow his passion, and then been there 7 years I think it's no.
It's a very long time.
Yes, it's a long time.
Yeah.
If probably if you maybe get a master degree or PhD or something like that, if you study other subjects.
Yeah.
Can we call him Dr. Neil?
Yes. Dr. Chua.
No.
Yes, Dr. Chua. No, but it's huge dedication on your part to dedicate 7 years of your life to only study this and to gain the essence of the Ruan. So it's a lot for you to do, and for someone of your age, so young, young kids, they want to drive flash cars and all the branded stuff and do the fun stuff, and you're just there with your instrument. It's really romantic when you think about it. Your dedication.
Yeah, I think it's, but actually a lot of story as well. Beside the sweet part, we have the bitter part as well.
So what's one of the challenges you faced?
The bitter part.
The bitter part. Would you like to share a bit of the bitterness that you've experienced?
I think during in China time is a good period to form up my technique. Because it's very different from the Chinese kids. The Chinese kid, they started playing the instrument very young, like 5 or 6 years old.
Oh wow!
So I'm actually a lot behind from them.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't have a proper teacher to teach me the proper skill as well. So when I went to China, I have to to restart everything. So
learn from scratch, as if from when you're from the start all over again. Is that right? When you go to China?
Yes. So because the teacher want to build up the skill, to build up your foundation as well. So that's why a lot of things to do. So I still remember I have to practice 8 hours every day during that period. It's just quite boring, but we have to overcome more. Practice no joke.
That's long time.
I'm very thank to my teacher, because without their teachings or their guidance, I'm not able to play so well today.
So you wouldn't be where you are now.
Yeah, correct. I think it's a normal path for everyone, because when you have difficulties, you have to overcome it. So and then you deserve something. I think
that would have been hard for you too, because you'll be missing home as well.
Yeah, and then because during the period I want to build up my standard as well. So I have to work very hard every day. Times long.
So after all this success, besides performing in here, which I see you are very popular now, did you overseas trip or overseas performance? How many places have you?
Wow, there's few places. I've been to US.
Oh,
I have been to Australia as well, and then Indonesia, and then Japan, Hong Kong, yeah, Taiwan, yeah.
to perform.
Yeah, to perform and
Wow.
to do exchange as well.
Oh, yeah, exchange. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, a few places now. So different places, different place they actually inspire me as well. Like especially when talking to other artists, they are doing different things. Actually, wow, they actually knock my mind. You know? Yeah, really. Yeah, correct. So that's why I'm always thinking, how can I create my own style of music?
Yeah.
Identity.
Yeah.
So I think to be an artist, the identity is very important. Yeah, otherwise it's just like a machine, you know.
Yeah. So you need to figure out what sets you apart from another.
Correct. So
you know.
I think this is the way I'm working now to create my own identity and what I want and what I want to achieve. Yeah. Sometimes it's quite lonely because in this journey, I think especially some of my friends, they are not understanding what am I doing. So why are you doing this kind of thing again? It sounds weird. It looks weird, you know. But I just their negative thinking. I just want to achieve what I want, and then I have the sense of to speak up what I feel about the art.
And obviously you want to take yourself in the direction that you want to go anyway as well. So obviously you've got a goal, what you want to do, in the next couple of years, down the track. So you're working towards that direction that you want to go as well.
Right. It's quite important, I think, to create my own identity. Like what just now. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking also how can I pass down the traditional to the next generation.
But now since that you're teaching, that's a step, because you're teaching the primary school kids, right?
Right.
That's already passing down to the next generation because they're really little.
Yeah. Otherwise, their knowledge is very limited, and then some of my students, they cannot speak Chinese at all. But I try to encourage them to because this is our roots. So it's good for you. You're learning a Chinese musical instruments, and then you're able to know about your past culture. Or your roots as well.
Your roots, and I think it teaches them and it cultivates them, a certain type of mindset as well when they learn an instrument. Do you actually then tell them about the history of the Ruan besides teaching them?
Usually the first lessons I will introduce them to let them know what happened on these instruments. So I think it's a good start for them also because some people know about this instrument and this instrument is rare, It's not like pipa or
where everyone has seen before. It's quite common.
Yes, and then but this instrument,
because I've not seen a Ruan myself, and the only time I've heard it is only when you played it, when I've seen it on your Instagram and Facebook. So that's the only time I've heard one. I've never seen it, because there's a lot of misconceptions, right? Because people might think, it's round, so it looks like a O or something like that, or like Uncle Jeff said the Yahoo.
Yahoo.
It's actually the Luan. Comparing the Luan, because it got a hollow body, just like a guitar. And because as what Neil mentioned just now, like pipa, very screechy, that kind of sounds. But Luan is more mellow. You got a certain pitch, there's a middle pitch, and it makes like it's an overall instrument. You you feel when you listen to it, it's quite comfortable lah. It's something which is is getting very popular nowadays. Yes, and actually, from what I know, it's easier to play than guitar because it's only four.
Oh, is it?
Guitar got
only.
So.
Good for people with small hands too.
You mentioned about now they have different sizes. More than my time was like 3 sizes.
Yeah.
And then later on, actually manufacturer they came out with sizes, children size instruments. So yes, the 儿童琵琶, 儿童二胡.
Oh, it'd be so cute, right?
Yes, it's so cute, but it was not popular here that time.
Really?
It was not popular, but then the last piece we sold and we didn't bring in. Yeah. But then probably as time goes by, teachers and instructors and even the players, they realize that you don't expect a child like Neil is a primary school kid holding one so big. So they say let the size. So it's more comfortable and and learn to pick up there from there lah. Have you seen him perform before?
No. So we should get Neil to perform. That's the whole reason why we're here.
Play the songs. Let me get my instruments.
Yes, please. Thank you. Will you be jamming with him, Uncle Jeff? Will you be playing something? Huh?
But the material has been so-called the quality of the instruments have made a lot of changes throughout the years. In the early days, instruments was quite simple. They didn't really go for very high-end, high-quality kind of wood. Then only until like probably beginning of 1970s, late 60s, 70s, then they start to have very high quality wood coming in, a more refined kind of workmanship.
Would that actually change the sound as well? Like if it's a better quality, would that not be as hollow or something that's like a cheap?
Yes, it depends. Sometimes we have instruments like making wood like out of ebony or purple wood, heavy solid wood. But if you are a beginner, you don't go for the very high end one. So as you go along, you upgrade lah. So now Neil is
tuning.